Alright friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a fashionably late December reading wrap-up. I've had some personal stuff going on. I lost a family member this past week, and so I was taking some time off from filming and editing and worrying about anything else besides my family. But I'm feeling pretty good today, so we're gonna film this video quickly and get it out to you guys. I read 15 books in the month of December, and one thing I'm super proud of was it wasn't like my actual intent, but my goal for December was to read like a lot of books off my physical TBR because I wanted to like cut it down as much as I could before I got my big Christmas haul, because it was like completely replete itself anyways. I actually realized every single book I read this month is off my physical TBR. I'm really proud of that, to be honest. We might go in order. We want to go kind of like in groups because a lot of these like kind of happened in around the same time. We're gonna do some annoying ones first because I here have 3 like series I read where it was kind of like the second book in the series, so I can't say actually too much on it without spoiling things, especially for my thoughts and general opinions on them. So Fire Endless, I think it was a 4.5. I did enjoy this one a little bit more than the first. The first one was a 4.25 for me. The problem with this one is that the ending really broke my heart. It was really dancing on my heart at the ending there, and then it did make up for it because it kind of like corrected itself and things were fine, but it literally just, it did me in. I'm not sure if I like the storyline of the first one or this one more. I think the storyline of the first one did a really good job of drawing you into this world, and this was a lot more character based, and like because we loved and cared about the characters, that's why you were invested in it. But Rebecca Ross is like a standout for me. One of my favorite authors. I will read her all the time. Anything she comes out with, I will read. I haven't read Divine Rivals yet though, but very high on the list. Then I read The Dragon Republic, and this was a 4.25. I read The Poppy War literally back in like March 2023, I think. And I actually did not have the physical strength to pick this book up. So I took like the biggest break going into this, and I literally think I got like 50 pages in, and I was like, what is going on? I had to like go back and like on YouTube find a full like plot video of the first book so I could know what was going on again before I dove into this. But I love the series. I have Burning God on my TBR again. Not reading it quite yet, it's not quite ready. But the series is R.F. Kuang, just amazing. Then The Ballad of Never After. This one I still don't know a rating for. I'm very torn between a 4.5 and a 5-star for this guy. I think it might be a 4.5 or maybe a 4.75. Pretty much the entire book I was having like 4.5 feelings, but then the ending of this book gave me literal whiplash. I didn't know what was going on, and then I did, and then I wished I didn't, and I didn't know what was going on again. It was just like, it was a lot, but it did it for me, you know? Then this was just absolutely, literally heart-crushing. But I have heard the third book, like, it kind of falls off from here, so I'm a little bit scared to read it. I do have it out in audiobook right now. I got like a quick skip the line loan off Libby where it's like for 7 days. So I might be listening to that and do it audio. I'm not 100% sure, but I think 4.5 probably. I read The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, and this is another 5-star. Kristen Hanna will always just be 5 stars for me. You guys know this. I listened to this one pretty much on audio though, which is very different for me. I pretty much like read this predominantly on audio. I did a lot while I was like crocheting my cardigan to wear for Christmas. And this story is so beautiful. Like I said, Kristen Hanna has a way of like taking you through like an entire lifetime. You feel like you've lived with that person. Like it's insane. How like immersive her writing is. So you follow Elsa. She lives on her in-laws' land with her children, her husband, of the Great Depression, of resilience, of a mother's love. It is just absolutely brilliant. And the ending wrecked me, as always. If you guys don't know, it's a goal of mine 2024 to read, not maybe not all, but like a lot of Kristen Hanna's backlist, because then I had so much fun. And like, these are all 5 stars for me, just like for nostalgic purposes. I did a reading vlog where I went back and reread the Hunger Games series, and it was so much fun. For some reason, I can't find my physical copy of A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I do have it. I don't know where it is. It's MIA. These like are 5 stars for me. That's just how it is. They're like my like favorite nostalgic childhood read. I had so much fun going back because I had read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes for the first time back in March, I believe. And then I watched the movie. I was like re-obsessed. I saw that Destiny Sidwell did a video of her reading them again, and I was like, I gotta do this. So I did a vlog where I read all of these in a 24-hour time span. Actually popped off, read them all back to back, and this is just like such like a core childhood series for me that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Katniss and Peter are my favorite main characters ever done. I probably watch movies like once a month, and then I want to make rereads more popular. I want to go back and reread this again in 2024 and annotate. And then I did my reading in like a lot of spurts this month. I had like breaks on and off. And so the last 7 books I read, pretty much all were during my 24-hour readathon. So let's go over these because it was a great readathon, honestly. I had a lot of good books. First up, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This has been really high on my list for so long, and the second book comes out now this month in January, so I really want to read it. This is like my audiobook I read during the readathon. And definitely like, it's not like my typical fantasy I reach for. It's not really like high stakes at all. It's just like a nice, cozy, not high stakes fantasy, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I didn't think I was going to, but it was nice, short and sweet. It's like 300 pages. It was a good read, and I'm very excited for the next one. Then we had Two Twisted Crowns. This book I read mostly outside the readathon, but then finished the last 100 pages while I was doing the readathon. This book does top the first book for me. I think it's a 4.5, and I just thought the characters in this book I found super fascinating. I loved how the characters interacted, how they were forced to interact. I thought it was insane. And the ending absolutely did me in, but definitely read this if you haven't. I would also like to reread this duology sometime this year and annotate. If you guys know from my 2024 reading goals video, a huge goal of mine this year is to reread and annotate. And like, cause I feel like I finally kind of caught up on a lot of like the big books that are really popular on Book Talk or BookTube that people are reading. I finally now kind of caught up, and so I want to make time to reread and annotate. And the biggest surprise, I picked up The Kingdom of Sweets, and this book, it says it's a nutcracker. It says a novel of the Nutcracker. I was like, I am a dance teacher. I'm an like competitive dancer. I love the Nutcracker. Let's do it. So I picked it up, and I didn't read the synopsis first. This is twisted. Okay, this is dark fantasy, and I was not expecting it. Even the readathon, I was like, I haven't read a Christmas book yet. It's like, I'll pick this up and read this. Everybody in this book is evil. They're all twisted. So in this book, you still have Clara, but you also have her twin sister Natasha, and their uncle Drosselmeyer cursed them at birth, where like one is light, one is dark, and so much Clara's like, you know, the pretty twin who everybody loves, wants to be around, and Natasha's kind of lives more like in the shadows. And something happens on Christmas Eve where Clara betrays Natasha's trust. Things go downhill from there. It was good. I think it was a 4 stars. It kept me hooked the entire time. I flew through this. It's like 300 something pages, and I read it in like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Definitely kept me super hooked, but it was not what I was expecting at all. So don't go in expecting like a cozy little Christmas book like I was. Just know that it's dark, okay? Just know that it's dark. Place, wrong time. This book aggravated me, and it's a 3 star. Also, I put it on the floor after the readathon, and then I tripped and fell and like literally ripped the cover. So I'll cry about that. But it's only 3 stars, so I'm not like that torn up about it. On this book, I think because I read it at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think I started this one at 2, right? And I knew the premise of the story is that one day she sees her son murder a man. And she's super distraught, obviously, and then she goes to sleep that night, and each day she wakes up a day earlier. It says on the back, each day she wakes up the day before, okay? So I'm thinking we're going to go back like maybe a month or 2 to figure out why he did this. Because then every day she gets to wake up and try to piece together things that have happened and why he's done what he's done. Very interesting premise. I was really excited. Like, tell me why like halfway through the book we were already waking up like 500 days before the incident. I'm like, this is a 1.5 years ago. And then by the end of the book, you are waking up 7,000 days before it took place. I'm like, the child's not here. He's not even born yet. I get like the whole point of the book is to show like how deep the butterfly effect can run, and I completely understand that. However, that's not what I was expecting going into it, and it's not what I was wanting to deal with at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I literally was like chuck this book. Every time I flipped the page and saw a new chapter, like, wait, let me find you one. Day 6,998. No, I was like throwing this book across my room. But the ending was cute. I think I had like a good kind of resolution by the ending, but just the journey to get there, a little much for me that early in the morning, or that late at night, I guess you can say. Then I read City of Fallen Angels. This is the 4th book in the Mortal Instruments series. This one I keep going back and forth between a 3.75 and a 4 star. I forget if people are saying it's this one or City of Ashes that people are saying is like the like weakest one of Cassandra Clare's books, especially the Mortal Instruments series. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like, I thought it was good. I thought the pacing was good. It was like one of the shorter, it's on the shorter side too. I'm like, how long is it? Yeah, it was like 420 pages. It was on the shorter side for her books, honestly. I loved the ending. Like, I don't think it was like quite as action-packed as like City of Glass, you could say, but I still enjoyed myself the entire time I read this, and this like makes me so excited because even like when I read all these books, I was like, these are the ones that are the worst. I'm very excited to get to the best. Clockwork Prince was a 5-star read for me. That was like my first 5-star from Santa Clara, but I'm so excited to see what the rest of the series has to offer. And then I read A Taste of Poison. This is the 4th book in the Entangled Face series by Sonia Odette. This is like Faye reimaginings or retellings of your favorite princess fairy tales. This one is of Sleeping Beauty. I love these books as kind of like quick palette cleansers, and they all kind of fall in like the 3.5 to 3.75 range for me. I really enjoyed this. They're all like interconnected standalones, so if you don't want to read all of them, if you just want to read this one or like the Cinderella retelling, you just kind of read whatever ones you like. I just find them like really fun to kind of read in between other heavy books, and I always think this is really good too if you're trying to get into fantasy. I highly recommend the series just because, like I said, it's not really intimidating because you already know the backstory and you kind of get where the story is going, but you just have like some fun fae elements thrown in there to make it more like fantasy. And lastly, ending off with a huge bang, I read The Unmaking of Janfarro, and this was a 5-star read for me. I had no expectations going into this book. The only reason why I even got it was because I'd seen one TikTok review of a girl who got it as an ARC and said it was amazing. And then when Book of the Month had it as their Book of the Month, I was like, sure, add it to my cart. Like, I just did it because she had said that one thing. So in this book, June is determined to be the last Faro woman. She wants to end her line at her. She doesn't have any kids, none of that, because the women in her family go crazy. They go crazy, they die, or they disappear. But at the start of this book, her grandma has just passed. She'd been going crazy for a little bit, passed away. And then her mother had gone crazy and disappeared when she was younger. So at the beginning of the book, the grandma just passed, and June, we found out, has already been having like the symptoms for about a year now. She's having like some like hazed vision, seeing some things. She's been talking to her doctor, but nobody else. And so pretty much she opens up to a family friend finally. And it's like, listen, it's happening to me too. And the family friend's like, this is not how it's supposed to happen. Like, why don't you tell me right away? And pretty much you find out that maybe it's actually not like they're going crazy. Maybe it's like some sort of power or ability the Faro women have. And it is just such a magical read. If you love some elements of like some magical realism, a little bit of romance, some timeline jumping, this book is definitely for you. I just became obsessed with it. I read this during a 24-hour readathon. Like, this is my 3rd or 4th book in, and I still rated a 5-star. I was obsessed with it. Couldn't get enough. And like, it's all I've been thinking about still since I finished like a week ago or 2 weeks ago now. I think so, almost 2 weeks ago now. But yeah, 5-star, incredible. I really want to go back and reread and annotate. Goals 2024. But yeah. There's only 15 books are in the month of December, my last reads of 2023, which is so crazy to say. If you guys like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'm also on Book Talking Angel's Book Corner, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.